Madam Speaker, I want to indicate that my recommendation as of today, which will obviously have to be vetted for legal purposes, is that a ban on all of those ride-sharing apps with immediate effect.
Now, people, Jamaica has announced a 12-month ban with immediate effect on ride-hailing transport services, indrive, Uber, 876 on the go, Lyft and Ride Jamaica because of a national security concern. Transport and Telecommunications Minister Darrell Vaz made the announcement during his contribution to the sectorial debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon.
I want to indicate very clearly that I have today written to the both telecom providers on a letter from the Assistant or Deputy Commissioner of Police indicating the concerns for national safety of our citizens. And I would like to state that this matter is not today that it came up because of the incident. I actually took a cabinet submission to cabinet 3 weeks ago to discuss this very matter because of the complaints that I was getting from commuters and also from industry players who are playing by the rules and paying their fees for their license, etc. And these apps are undercutting them both in fear without any form of background checks and no monitoring by the Transport Authority. Madam Speaker, I want to indicate that my recommendation as of today, which will obviously have to be vetted for legal purposes, is that a ban on all of those ride-sharing apps with immediate effect until such time as we can come to the table and work out properly how these apps will be regulated in terms of making sure that safety, background checks of the drivers are done not only by the app, the ride-share apps, but by the Jamaican authorities, whether it be the police or the Transport Authority or whoever. And I make no apologies. I have a responsibility. I have the responsibility as a minister and an elected representative protect the lives of the people. And I am saying to you, and I am prepared to go to the end of the world to make sure that that ban is enforced immediately with a view of sitting down, which the Transport Authority, in fairness, is already meeting with the local transport operators who have designed apps and want to implement apps for the betterment of their service. No issue. But one thing is for sure, based on what took place over the weekend, and just to be very open, this is just one of several cases that the police have had evidence that these ride-share apps have been used for criminal activity.
People, as I said before in my previous video, in everything you have good and you have bad. And you can't get away from that. You hear me, I tell you? But right now, if them ban the ride-sharing services, we know say enough man out there are go out of them job because some of them are do them job the right and proper way. But you have some when not do it good. That's why they have to put in certain measures right now to make sure so them know who is who, background check and all these type of things. Because anybody supposed to out there deal with people. All that the man they know where him convicted for sexual offences already. And they around taxi. No, it not supposed to happen. Anyway, listen what the brother has say because what he must say right now make perfect sense.
I want to start off by saying condolences to the Anglin family. We lost another teacher here today, guys, and it's really painful to know the circumstances surrounding this, but more so I'm here to talk about this. Alright, so it said that Danielle Vaz recommends an immediate ban on ride-sharing transport services. So we're talking about a ban on Uber, indrive, what's it called, Lyft. I don't think Lyft is in Jamaica, is it? But an immediate ban, because the problem is the driver who is allegedly involved in the disappearance of Miss Anglin is a convicted sex offender. So convicted means like got court, got jail, roof. So it's no more alleged this man has done the time for this. Now it's sad to say, because I already did a video about this a couple years ago, saying that the ride sharing apps don't go through the same level of vetting as what the regular taxi groups go through, because to put a car up on the road, you know, you have to go through so much things, you know. You have to submit tracking devices, police records. There's a whole system of things that you have to go through to actually put a car on the road. Now, over time, my opinion on the ride sharing thing has changed a bit to say I see where we kind of need them, but at the same time, I don't trust them, because I've had Uber drivers that come and pick me up where the face or the name that's on the account and everything is not the person who come pick me up. Let's try to be proactive and not reactive. If we're looking at how to actually streamline this, Mr. Vaz, when a driver applies to come under a certain company, whether Uber or indrive, he submits the application. But now this is where it gets turned over to the JCF. So the JCF has access to the application portal to vet this. While I know the JCF has a lot on their hands, but we're talking about public safety here. Public safety is of utmost importance. JCF vets it and say, okay, this driver is good to go. A lot of people like to spin it 360 different ways to say, oh, it's not a taxi service, it's a ride here. To me, once you're paying somebody to use their car as a taxi service, and that's final. So just like how with a regular taxi system, you have to submit tracking data for your vehicle to the transport authority. If you are going to be on Uber, you have to submit tracking data. You have to submit the tracker information to the JCF and to the transport authority. There's no going around that. And for the application or the developers, there has to be some fail-safe involved. There has to be a fail-safe. Just like how the driver has to check in that, hey, they picked up such and such, there has to be a fail-safe involved that said, you need to have an emergency contact on file. So once they pick you up, you're supposed to be at your destination within 15 minutes. If 5 minutes go over that 15 minutes, they're going to send a text and say, hey, what's happening? Are you in traffic on rail? If you don't respond to that message within 5 minutes, the JCF needs to be alerted, and your next of kin or emergency contact needs to be notified, so we can get on these. We can't just wait until things have gone wrong, then we want to be big, bad and bold. Let's think about it.
People, I don't know this man. Me get the voice clip, I'm just play it, I'm gonna hear it because it sounds interesting. But me agree with everything when me say, and me agree with Danielle Vaz also. Something must be done, because too often we hear women are complain about indrive and Uber and all these type of taxi business. So full time some measures put in place to know what's really going on and track them and find out everything. Just like what you would say. You call them in 5 minutes, them no answer, you know, say yes. You start check out what go on, because people life can be in danger all the time and we don't know. So once them in the system, you have to make sure that the system work right, back and forth with them. So each move them make, you know. Anyway them turn off, you know that is the right thing to happen right now. And I bet when them things start happen, less female get take away and get killed. Because enough women get take away and them not find them. I don't know where them there, but somebody know. Big up on yourself. I'm out.